Greetings, YouTube. Happy Wednesday to you. It is another episode of Chop Talk brought to you by DFSArmy.com, your one-stop shop for all things DFS, content, tools, coaching. We have it all sports covered, even tennis. That's how we roll inside DFSArmy.com, where our goal is to make you a better player. We're going to first stop the bleeding and redepositing, then we're going to dig into profitability, and then we're maybe going to see how far we can go because we're turning Joes into pros every day. DFSArmy.com. Okay, head down to the comments section before you like it and before you subscribe to the video. Click the link, dfsarmy.com, become a VIP, use coupon code CHOP, save another 10% because I'm just crazy giving money away today. No, I'm just joking with you. Anyway, what I want to do today, because I'm a little bit excited today, we have a staff-only MLB tournament on Fanduel today that we have had offered to us by a generous member who just won a boodle of money over the past couple of months and just threw a bunch of money on the table and said, "Fight for it, boys. Let's see who wins." All I ask is that I sit in here quietly, watch it, and get to be a part of it. He wants to learn. It helps him learn how to handle tournaments and whatnot. But here's the thing. It's only a 40-person tournament. You hear me preach this stuff all the time. You don't have to get too crazy. You don't have to get too contrarian. You don't have to worry too much about ownership unless you read our articles and you know where all of the staff is going. Then you might use a little bit of leverage when it comes to that. So let's take that approach today as we dig in to the research station and start thinking about how we might tackle a tournament that all of our staff is in. Now, I haven't read anybody's articles today. I'll do that afterwards. And I have already sort of built my lineup myself based on my own research. It's a little bit tournament loaded, not too much. It's pretty much what I'd be doing anyway. I'm not one of those guys that really goes nuts. I do sometimes, but I'm as liable to do it outside of a staff tournament as I am to do it inside a staff tournament. I'm a pretty transparent guy. What you see is what you get. That's why you follow me out on Twitter, and it's why you follow me here in YouTube. And I appreciate all of that in the comments. When you guys say, "Man, this dude keeps it real," that's awesome because that is my goal. I'm going to tell you, like it or love it, right between the eyes, what's going on and how the real DFS world works. So let's first recap a little bit of chin music yesterday. We don't do this very often, if at all. Let's look at the pitchers. How'd we do? Tanaka didn't kill you, didn't help you. We didn't kill you at 31 points. Patrick Corbin was okay at 40 points. Blake Snell superseded expectations with 58 points. We called him as our pitcher. We stuck with him. That was the idea. You can see that you don't have to dig too deep into these numbers. If you just look at maybe price point, K-score, Vegas, it guides you in the right direction more times than not. It just makes sense. Barrios, we said up and down, a little volatile. The guy's a little bit crazy. You don't know what you're going to get out of him. And sure as nothing, you got yourself 24 points. You got more of the down than the up. But the dude has 60-point upside, so it's not the worst thing in the world. Last night, I used Snell in one of my lineups, and I used Corbin in the others. You know, got a little lucky. It all kind of worked out. What you going to do? Scroll down here. 5-star offenses, Arizona put up 5 runs, not great. You know, solid is what it is. 4-star offenses, Oakland put up 6, it's a little bit better. 3-star offenses, Milwaukee, Texas, and New York put up 7, 0, and 2. Then Boston, Toronto, Tampa Bay, and New York went 3, 8, 4, 6. So as a general rule, we missed on Texas, we missed on New York, we missed on Boston. We hit the others okay, nothing phenomenal unless you happen to have Toronto at 8 runs. Then you did great. It is what it is. The one thing that we really got on in Slack was the first game fade in Colorado. I showed my VIPs with a private video. I showed them why the first game fade is a real thing, especially this year. Maybe it's just a pattern. Maybe it actually is a thing. I don't know. But until it bucks me, I'm running with the theory. If you want to learn about that, you got to become a VIP, jump inside the Army. The video's in there for you to learn from. It's just a 5-minute little video, but I share these things. I do stuff for you guys out here in the public, and then I do stuff for my VIPs as well. Cover small slate stuff for the VIPs because I believe those are more winnable than the big slates, and that's just how we roll. You get a little bit out here, you get a lot more inside when you come in and become a VIP. So again, consider it before I start sounding too much like a walk-in commercial. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to dive into the research station, do what we always do, hit the starting pitching, start looking at these matchups. This is going to be the fastest pitching breakdown you ever saw in your life. Remember what we do? We sort by K percentage. So once we get these guys all sorted out here, sometimes when it lags, you got to do it twice. Bring all the good guys to the top. Stanek, screw him. He doesn't pitch deep into the games. I don't know why anybody even talks about the guy anymore. Strasburg, Flaherty, Carrasco, Buehler, Gray, Syndergaard. I stopped right about there because once I get down here where the K scores start hitting 450 and below, screw them. I've got 450 and above for the most part up here, 450 and below. What do I want these non-strikeout pitchers for? What am I banking on? Them having the game of their life? I don't need it. I'd rather stick with what I know is going to work. So what I stuck with was Strasburg at 10.1K. Priced down on DraftKings coming off the DL. Fanduel is being stupid. So with the 544K score and the 96 DFSA grade, I still said, no, I don't need to touch that guy. It doesn't make any sense to me. Coming off the DL, he's not safe. He might be great tonight. And if you're a GPP risk taker, fine. Save it for your 5,000, 10,000 person GPPs. But in a little 40 person one that I'd be building for tonight, no, don't need the risk. I'm not getting paid accordingly. Carrasco, 10-4, priced down. Oh, I skipped over Flaherty, but priced down again. You know, you're sitting there with the Boston Red Sox and their non-strikeout stuff. Bumps his K score all the way down to a 460-something, 467, 82 DFSA grade, minus 115 out of Vegas, barely a favorite. So once again, no. His last few game logs have been great. He's a very steady pitcher, but he's in a very, very tough matchup tonight. Come back up to Flaherty, priced up 9-2 to 10-9. That's a good sign. LA's been struggling to score a little bit lately. I have no idea why he's a plus 145 dog. You've got a ballpark factor helping you. 9,200 is palatable. 510K scores decent. 88 DFSA grades fine. And if you look at his steady Eddie game log, last 5 games, 49, 52, 49, 25, and 30. But the last 3 games have been excellent. Jack Flaherty actually has numbers that are telling you that he's pitching like Kerry Wood did his rookie year, if you remember back that far. I know he's not going to pitch 20 strikeouts in a game. But overall season numbers are comparable to Kerry Wood, and we all know how batshit crazy we went over Kerry Wood. Flaherty's flying under the radar, and he's an effective DFS pitcher. Walker Buehler on the flip side of that game, 9,100, priced up to 10-4 on DraftKings. Again, I'm not tackling St. Louis offense right now. I'm not trying to take them on. They're a little bit hot. Just not messing with them as a general rule. But I can see it tonight. If you're not some biased St. Louis Cardinals fan like I am, what you got the minus 160 favorite, which I don't personally believe, being that St. Louis is running as well as they are. They've won 8 series in a row. But you know what? Caveat. When you win the first 2 games of a series and you go for the sweep in that 3rd game, you're usually ripe for the picking. It's pretty hard to sweep teams. I can see LA winning tonight. So if you do, you're going to want Buehler on your side. 482K score is a little bit lower than Flaherty's 510. 75 DFSA grade is not quite up to snuff. So take that as it may. You know, it's only a $100 difference. It's basically going to be a lower scoring game tonight. And if you're out there on the later slates, these are the 2 pitchers that you need to ping pong. Run one in a few lineups, run the other in a few lineups, and then you get either side of it, no matter how it turns out. But it should be theoretically a little bit lower scoring game. John Gray in Colorado, we do not make a habit of picking on pitchers in Coors. He's priced down on DraftKings, 8,600 down to 7,800. But I will tell you this, he's carrying a minus 230 out of Vegas. He's taken on the San Diego Padres. San Diego Padres love to strike out. That pumps his upside up. I don't know what his home strikeout numbers are, but his overall strikeout numbers are 26%. Gives him a 517 K score. A 94 DFSA grade. And his last 5 outings, outside of the last one at 17, he went 40. These are his last 5 games at Coors. I should definitely put that little disclaimer on there. Last 5 games at Coors, 17, 40, 47, 64, and a 13. So you are definitely taking a little bit of a chance with anybody out there in Coors Field. I think we already know that. But given the other options tonight outside of maybe Flaherty, I can take the $600 savings, get a massive Vegas favorite, and upside to 60 points. Why 60 points? Because the last time he played San Diego at Coors, he threw a 61-point game. He's done it before, he can do it again. He might throw me a 13, But when I'm playing in a GPP, I don't give a crap. I'm trying to nut the slate, man. I'm trying to hit everything hard. I'm not just trying to hit a little opposite field Ichiro, little dink and dunk, little Texas League flair, little gork, whatever they used to call it in Bull Durham. I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to hit freaking bombs over the fence, out of the stadium, across the state. I'm trying to hit every single position that I pick and hit it hard. That's what wins big GPPs. Now, what's going to win these littler GPPs is something as simple as hitting on the right pitcher and hitting on your stacks. And generally speaking, that's going to have you really, really close. In our GPP, out of 40 some odd people, 43 people, top 15 pay, top prize pays the most. It's a little bit top heavy, but it pays a third of us. So to be honest with you, I can play a little bit cash safe. I don't know. I'm a little undecided between Gray and Flaherty. You can tell I'm leaning towards Gray because I really think that's going to get a little bit away from some of the guys in our league, in our staff event, because I don't know, there are a few of them that are going to absolutely take Gray. Sorry about that. Gray is not going to be alone. But I really do think he's got the potential to be the best pitcher on the slate tonight. I think Strasburg would be a little too risky. I think Flaherty is the smooth choice. I think the others are a little bit iffy, and I think that Gray is a little bit of a safer choice facing San Diego, but I think that he's got upside to be really, really good, and I like his price point in the mid 8K range. I don't like that he's priced down on DraftKings, though. Don't like that one bit. As far as Syndergaard's concerned, 9,800, 488K score, 98 DFS grade, and a minus 160 facing San Francisco tonight. But I'm going to say, what the hell is Vegas doing? What is our DFS grade doing? Let's dig into Syndergaard's last 5 games in his game log. 20, 43, 31, 28, 30. It's a whole bunch of 28s and 30s. For a $10,000 pitcher, that's not good. If you weren't happy with Tanaka last night, you ain't going to be happy with Syndergaard tonight. I don't think he's a smart choice at all. Again, upside to 60 for sure. But I don't think he's got it right now. I think there's something up. So I crossed him off my list. I'm down to Flaherty, Buehler, and Gray. Those are the choices that I would be picking in any contest out there tonight, and I'm leaning Flaherty and Gray. Because I'm a St. Louis homer. So what we're going to do is we're going to look down into how we pick these pitchers, and I'll just give you the list. You've seen me do it. I go by Vegas odds. I go by implied run total. I go by DFS grade. I don't need to show you all the names. I'm just going to give them to you for speed. I go double red, which is sort here by WOBA. Actually, I'll show you that today because that was intriguing. But let me tell you who there's no 5-star offense. There's a 4.5-star offense. And I'll tell you why. Because there's only one true double red tonight. Only one true double red, and it's Jake Junis. See, these guys are all green up here. And I'm not going down, this isn't red on this side, so these guys aren't really qualifying here. So it's really only Jake Junis. And that puts Tampa Bay in the driver's seat for both sides of the plate. Both bats should be okay. Now what I have to do on a situation like this, and I don't see it very often, but what I have to do is I have to go righties and lefties. So I took these top 3 right-handed teams, New York, Chicago, Cubs, and Kansas City Royals. Those are your right-handed bats you could be focused on tonight. And then I went over here and I sorted by descending in the lefties column. And I took these top 3, because I was basically at 350 or above here. I took these top 3 left-handed bats, Colorado, Miami, Arizona. Ooh, Colorado sounds a little sexy. Arizona, we know, is probably in a good spot. And Miami, of all people. Interesting. So if I wanted to include these bottom 2, I suppose I could. That's Junis and Teheran. So that's Tampa Bay again. And it's Pittsburgh. So if you want to stack lefties in Pittsburgh, fine, you've got some logic behind it. The logic behind taking Gray as your pitcher is that he's facing San Diego. He's beat them bad before, and he's been 3 out of 5 starts pretty good at Coors. That's kind of what you're after. So there's logic behind a normally effed up pitcher. You know, you're not going to pick on him. You're not going to pick. Same thing with these bats. You want to stack lefties in Miami. There's logic behind it. You found some logic to justify the pick. And you save it for the bigger GPPs. And that's how you win them sometimes. You knew it was coming. Nobody else will see it. Only you. Well, and me. I'll know why you did it. But that's how you win those things. When it hits just right. Now, what we're looking for when it comes to the offenses, the 4.5-star offense was Arizona, but it was the half was lefties. But Arizona hit the DFSA grade bad pitcher, the high implied run total. They hit double red on the left side of it, and they hit the runs overall the last 30 days, and they're facing a team with a high ERA over the last 30 days. So boom, it's a 5-star matchup, except there's evidence showing that you shouldn't be using the lefties in that offense because the pitcher handles lefties. He gives up his stuff to righties. So that would lead you to certain guys in there. You can always look in those in those game logs yourself. But the 3.5-star offenses, the half means it's a right or a left, and I'll list that probably for you. Like I said, New York, Chicago, KC in the right-handed bats, left-handed bats, Colorado, Miami, Arizona. So New York, righties, Chicago, Cubs, righties, Colorado, lefties. Those are your half stars, but they are 4-star offenses tonight. If that makes sense. The only half they're missing is it's not both sides of the plate that the pitcher has trouble with. The 3-star offenses tonight, Washington. The 2-star offenses, Tampa Bay, LA Angels, New York Mets, Atlanta, Braves, Cleveland Indians. Those are your 2-star offenses. As you saw last night, we had 2-star offenses like Toronto go for 8 runs, Mets go for 6 runs. They can be okay. We also saw 3-star offenses like Texas get shut the hell out. You get down low like that, it's a little fluky. You get in that 4- and 5-star range, though, you're starting to see. You get 5, 6 runs, it's fairly predictable. Stick with the chalk, stick with what works. Keep taking your chances. You'll get off it a little bit. One night you'll have a hankering to play Toronto. They'll score 8 runs for you, and you'll end up winning some stuff. That's how DFS gets played. That's how baseball gets played. Let's go to the Trends tab really quick. Then we'll wrap this up and send you out of here. Go to the Trends tab. We sort out by all the 7 o'clock games. We pick on Arizona. I've already got it sorted by 350 WOBA for the last 7 days, like I enjoy doing. And I actually had it there for a while sorted at 200 or higher ISO. I took that away, but the idea is you got some power and you've got double power. You got WOBA is a little bit of a power number. Doubles are worth more than singles. ISO is a pure power number, so you're doubling up on the power a little bit, hoping to find the hot bats that are hitting the ball over the fence. Arizona, pay attention to the lefties though, remember? But Peralta, Goldschmidt, Escobar, Descalzo, and Pollock are your playables. New York Yankees, Torres, Stanton, Walker, Andujar, and if Higashioka Shikoa, if he gets the start tonight, maybe you'll play him. Sorry to butcher the name to any of my Asian friends out there, but you probably butcher a last name like Smith over here too. Ouch, double insult. I'm always going for the jokes, never take offense. Anywho, Stanton, Walker, Andujar, Torres. Focus on the right-handed bats. Chicago Cubs, man, if they've been struggling lately, I probably wouldn't play them. Probably wouldn't play them with your bankroll. Rizzo, Almora, Schwarber. Those are your only playables. A couple of them are okay. But man, and facing Lariano, man, that'd be fun. I don't have a lot of faith in him. Colorado, no faith in Colorado. Watch why. Poof. And not even hitting a 400 WOBA at that. Man, I don't know what people saw in them last night. You got Colorado can't hit their way out of a wet paper bag. Now, I just jinxed them. They'll probably score 10 runs tonight. And being that they're a 3.5-star offense tonight, they should. I'll be damned if I know who's going to do it. There's nobody showing up on this radar. So we went over to the starting lineups page, and we looked for Colorado over here to see if there's any potential whatsoever. Any potential whatsoever in this lineup, and it's all pink. It sucks. X-WOBA, they're not even hitting the ball hard on StatCast data. Why are you playing them? I heard people talking last night about, oh, this guy's in a great spot. And this guy, no, they weren't. No, they weren't. Easy fade. Thanks for the 3 runs. Thanks for shopping. Washington. Harper, Rendon, Eaton, Wieters, Zimmerman. Those are your playables. I don't know right side, left side against that pitcher because he wasn't double red. So they're kind of both in play because he handles them both okay. Doesn't have a pure weakness and doesn't have a pure strength. Jump down into Tampa Bay. Cron, Choi, Smith. I'll throw Willie Adams, whatever his name is. I'll throw him in there with him. LA Angels sucks. It was only Jeffrey Marte. They're cold right now. New York Mets was Plawecki, Frazier, and Reyes. Wouldn't play them right now. They're probably cooling off their 4,000 run explosion last week. It's probably skewing the numbers at this point because they just aren't a very good offense capable of sustaining that run for very long anyway. Cleveland, I'd believe it. Colorado at home, I'd believe it. Dodgers, believe it. Houston, believe it. Yankees, Red Sox, believe it. Mets? No. Kansas City scores 8 in a game once in a while. Guess what they do the next day? 2. They're not powerful enough, talented enough offenses to sustain themselves for long periods of time. They'll eventually cool off sooner rather than later. Atlanta, they could sustain it. Suzuki, Swanson, Acuna, Freeman. Don't you wish you had controls of this thing yourself? Bet you do. You don't have to rely on me doing all the clicking for you and showing you the names and stuff. Instead, you come in here and click it yourself, and you can do it before noon or before 3 p.m. Cleveland Indians, Melky Cabrera, Brantley, Gomes, Allen, Lindor. Those are your playables there. There we go. So, you basically have your playables, you have your pitchers to attack, you have your pitchers to use. That's all a slate is. Run to an optimizer, mix them and match them. Preferably use our domination station and use player stacks because the thing is so finely tuned and controlled, it's ridiculous. I might share with you my lineup tomorrow if it did well. Just like any other tout on the internet, if it doesn't do well, I'm not telling you. I ain't telling you nothing. I only share my wins. Why? Because I'm perfect. I win all the time that I show you. I mean, come on. We are all DFS players. We all go through ups and downs. We all go through variants. We all have cold streaks. We all have hot streaks. It is documented on DraftKings that 75 to 80% of all players are losers long term. This is a hobby, not a profession for all but about 0.1% of people. Let's set the realistic expectations correctly. And let's worry about not redepositing first. Then let's worry about becoming profitable. Then let's worry about becoming a pro. And if you're worried about becoming a pro because you already know you're profitable over the last year or two, and I'm not talking about hitting a fluke GPP, I'm talking about grinding up cash games in small leagues consistently. There's nobody in the world out there that cashes in 80% of their games. They're lying to you. Because the best of the best are cashing in about 61.5 to 62% of their cash games in NFL. Baseball's far more volatile than NFL. And if the best of the best aren't doing it, the best cash gamers are only doing 61%. They're only about 1.5% profitable. They're Walmart, man. They're making volume. Every time you sit at the end of a cash register at Walmart, sit there and listen to that thing go doot, 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 doot. Every time it goes doot, that's a nickel into Sam Walton's pocket. Across the world, across the, 24/7. Doot, nickel, doot, nickel. Sit in your grocery store and listen to it. Somebody's making a penny or a nickel every time that thing beeps. And it ain't the cashier. Cashier doesn't own all the stores and doesn't have all of the volume going through there. You can take less if you make volume. I can take a 1.5% ROI in a cash game if I'm running $1,000 a night. Pretty hard to do it $5 a night because I'm only making a nickel a night. If you're only making a nickel a night, you're not going to be a pro at this thing. Back in the day, the pros hit the bigger GPPs before they were too big to win. Before they were too big to be lottery tickets. They were big enough they could pay, and then today they're up there with the bankrolls because they kept their money intact. They didn't withdraw a ton of it, and now what they're doing is they're playing the high dollar buy-in stuff with low numbers of entrants in it. Those are still highly winnable. That's why they are what they are, and that's why the rest of us are schleps and schmoes down here in the cheap seats in the bleachers picking up the peanuts, hoping to hit it big someday. But here's the thing. With the coaching and VIP program of DFSArmy.com, we've got some big dogs in there as coaches. You've got me who can help get you from the little peanut pickers up to the nosebleeds. And then we've got the guys equipped to show you how to handle it if and when you do get there. That's what the coaching is for. That's why you need to become a VIP. Come and see me inside. Click the link. Coupon code CHOP. 10% off. CHOP. Come on inside. Love to have you. Talk to you later. We'll talk a little bit more about how the results went tonight in the staff-only tournament. I'm going to go get digging into that lineup, and I will see you all tomorrow.